Hello, everyone. Today is July 24th, 2024. This is the Kubernetes Data Protection Working Group meeting. Okay, so today let's first go over the status of CBT. Yeah, can someone give an update on this?
Yeah, hi Xing.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah, so we're working on this. So the CSI test release merged an update I put in to pick up the snapshot metadata class. So testing is progressing also. We're merging the prototype and hardening it, filling up unit tests, other things like that. We got some.
Okay, so first, okay. So I see that they are saying, but this I think is fine. Right? They basically saying you didn't meet the code freeze deadline, but I think since we are out of tree, so they basically removed this one for 131, but that we can still move forward because they are basically look at the in tree.
Yeah, we're not in the
freeze. Right. So I think it's okay. We can still continue. So basically, maybe we should just look at this and see what are the ones pending that. Okay, sorry, this one. Oh, there are no. Oh, everything's already merged.
Yeah, we're working on. We started to create issues for things and
okay,
items.
right. So what are the so are those the ones that we need to get in before we say we are?
Yeah. I mean, there are more issues coming too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not, definitely we need work to harden it. And
Okay.
so we got a new, Prasad is not here, but we have a new developer joining us.
Oh, okay, great.
From Nutanix, right?
Awesome.
Abhishek Agarwal. So we had a meeting yesterday. We're going to do weekly meetings to just face-to-face just to discuss things. So yeah,
okay.
hopefully it'll speed up progress. Daniel added, some of the boilerplate release builds logic, and we have to work out exactly how it works. But yeah, so we're making progress.
Okay, so what are the like minimum set of things we definitely have to get in? What are the ones? So
well, we need to besides finishing the sidecar, we need to get an example for how a CSI developer, CSI vendor would bundle this, right? So the YAML, other things required. We need to have as part of either part of unit testing or end-to-end testing, we need to have an example of how basically we'll be mocking the CSI driver, but it has to be done in a way such that the CSI driver developers can understand. We were wondering a little bit, and we have it in our notes about whether we extend the CSI sanity test. There is a sanity test in the CSI test repo. And again, when we get through this, we'll probably look at that, but that's maybe more on in a beta piece than in alpha. And we have to have mocks for vendors, backup vendors, right? So they can play with the interface and try things out.
Okay.
So yeah, we're working our way through issues. I mean.
Okay. I just want to say track at the high level, right? So example, sidecar.
Yeah.
And then, right, this is making
we decided to create issues for items as we go through. So, we've created a few right now. We'll fill up the things of what we need.
Okay. So at what point can we do a simple build and
well, at every point we check the code is there. It doesn't do anything at this point, but
right. So let's say if we want to do so you probably need this example. You need
we need to put the sample YAML and stuff in, right? Otherwise, it's how we install it.
How is this build? I mean, can be like what is status of can we build images now? What is the status of that?
So the boilerplate logic is in. Daniel is here. He can comment on this, but he's going to figure out exactly how it gets invoked.
Okay, so there's a make file. Can we put any images now?
We have the files that have another repos, but I'm not sure how do we actually trigger this. So if there's any hints on where to read on that, on where does it document it, how to use
Okay.
that, the release tools
You
thingy.
can, right, you can take a look of the snapshotter, external snapshotter repo, right? So I think you will need to build, how many binaries do you need to build? Just one? Just like
Just one image.
Oh, okay, then that's actually simpler, yeah.
Yeah.
So you then you actually just can have the Docker just at top level if you don't need to build multiples.
Well, we don't know, so we just follow the.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so you can so you can have it here, then so yeah, so release tool is one thing, but you can also see if you can actually do like a manually build this image, right? So to look at release tools, you just need to look at the existing repos like CSS external snapshot or repo, just see how that's set up. You can do things similarly. Since you only have one, then you just look at one folder under CMD there and see how this is done. I'm just saying, yeah, of course, setting up CI is one thing, but another thing is, can you actually manually just build it? I was thinking if you have everything, the feature complete, you can build those images, then you can actually try some things out.
Yeah,
right. That's what I was
the,
looking at.
yeah, we're not there yet because it's
Okay.
the command does nothing right now, and
Okay.
we have to configure it and other stuff. It needs certificates and things. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I remember previously when you were doing the POC, you were actually able to build some images, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, we get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, but
It's more like how we integrate into all the release tools. Daniel's put all the logic in, and now we have to figure out, the automation part of it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, so comparing to other repos, that's what we need to have, but
okay,
how do we know that anything picks it up? Because Prow, I think in the main page of Prow, it doesn't show up that this repo. I don't know if it should.
You need to add a job in the test info as well, right? I mean that did anyone do that yet?
Which one? CSI test?
So you will need to if you want to set up CI, you will need to add a job. Okay, I will find those links.
Okay.
Yeah,
let me add
please share. Yeah.
Add a job to something else. Yeah.
Test for links. Okay, I'll find some links. So you need to add a job there.
Okay.
Otherwise, if it's only here, it's not going to happen, right? So you need to you need to add jobs in there.
Right. Something has to reach out and find it.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, good. All right. So
yeah, and at some point, right? I mean, we need to reach out and meet with some vendors who want to participate, right? So
right. Oh, wait a minute. So did you get the latest, right? You got the latest CSI? You updated your
yes, that's updated.
That's there. Okay.
And CSI test is updated too, both. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I mean,
yeah. And then sure.
Yeah, CSI test, it hasn't got a formal release, but we don't care because we can reference it, right? But when it updates, we'll pick it up.
I'm sorry, what again?
The CSI test, the one below.
Oh, yeah. So CSI test, did anyone update the CSI test?
I did. So, I think that.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're saying you're waiting for release. Okay.
Yeah, that PR is probably merged. So, if we are referencing it right now, we're not held back. Right? There's no blocker for us on that. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Okay, so those are all right. Okay. So I guess we're good. Just moving forward. Oh, not this one. This is okay. So your PR is already merged. Oh, this one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the one. We actually don't need this one. Okay. All right. So we'll reach out to vendors. This for implementation, but that's, yeah, we need to get it working first. That's kind of later.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I guess that's all we have for this for now. All right. Yes, I think the blog, we need to put that on hold until we have something that we can actually build and run it. Otherwise, we can't really write the blog. Right? I know you have a placeholder for that, right?
Yeah, there's a placeholder. But
Yeah.
by the way, a general question for people who worked in Go code and with Kubernetes and CSI. What is the formal linter spec? There was no boilerplate for the linter that we could find. We were just thinking of using Golang CI. Is that okay by people in general? Any opinions?
Can you just look at the existing, we should have some tests for
Yeah,
that.
we'll look, but I did not find anything outright obvious in the external snapshot repo, which I was basing stuff on. But yeah, we'll search around.
I
But
take a look.
otherwise,
I think the snapshot has some. Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
I was going to say that by default, Golang already has a pretty tight spec, and so the need for linting hasn't been that big. But I do think Kubernetes at least has some sort of lint checker in the hack directory that is used as part of the builds. Yeah, and like Xing said, it would not surprise me at all if the various sidecars also have something.
Yeah, at least I know
so
we have like some, yeah.
did you look at the specific build scripts in Kubernetes and in the sidecars to see what, if anything, they invoke?
I grabbed for lint in the build release tools. I didn't find anything obvious other than linting for a shell script.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. Maybe Daniel can look around. When you look around, you'll find something. So
I mean, that's something we can easily add later if it's overlooked, so it doesn't seem high priority. But yeah, I'll be on the lookout and I'll let you know if I find evidence of something.
Yeah, it definitely helps, and adding it later is a chore because we're starting from scratch. Yeah, but yeah, it helps.
But I mean, like I was saying, Golang by default is pretty strict about how you do things, and so if you add a linter in later, you'll just have to fix a bunch of, minor things, but they'll all be cosmetic. None of them will be functional. So
yeah, well, it depends. I mean, my experience with in some other open source projects with linters is that some of them analyze, complexity and complain about things.
God.
It's all right. It's not a stopper by any means. So
I've never seen anything like that for Golang, so I don't think we're that crazy.
Oh, really? Okay. So yeah.
I mean, it's mostly just how you format the code and making sure that your imports are sorted in the right order and enforcing some basic
that part's
rules.
straightforward. Yeah. There's a lot in Golang CI is one of the common ones we use in other open source projects, but yeah.
Okay. Okay, do we have anything else for CPT? All right. Moving on to the next topic. So we are working on moving voting group snapshot to beta. So now we have this unit test PR get submitted. This ET test is still work in progress. So one main blocker is we do need to have more vendors implement the feature. So I know that I asked Tom, I see Tom here. Do you have an update? Do you think you guys will be implementing this?
I'm sure we will. I'm not sure how quickly.
When?
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna send this screen out to our product managers and ask for resources for this. But
okay. Actually, even if it's just a POC, that will be helpful, right? Because we just want to know if the
right, I understand.
yeah.
even those resources are tight.
Oh,
right
even
now.
yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So I see Troy here as well. Do you think your company will be interested in implementing one group snapshot?
Yeah, similar situation at NetApp. The Trident team is aware of this, and I did reach out after our meeting 2 weeks ago to encourage some interest in this, at least doing a POC.
Mhm.
No real updates yet, but I'll follow up again and see if we can get at least kind of a basic POC going with NetApp.
Okay.
I'll just remind people that, like, if you don't do the POC and this does move to beta, and then you find out later there's problems, it's very possible that they won't get fixed. Because once it's in beta, it's very hard to fix things. So that's sort of the implicit stick that you can use when you're trying to shake loose resources inside your various companies. That, you know, if you don't do the POC, then you lose your chance to influence the direction the future goes.
Yeah, I've pointed that out. I'm going to put that direct quote in this email I'm typing.
Thank you for checking. Are there other vendors here who are interested in implementing this? So there are a few names that I don't recognize. Okay. All right, so that's the status for this. Okay, so the next. Anything else for one group snapshot? Okay. So the next topic, snapshot reword. So I see this from last meeting minutes. So when I was not here, looks like you guys talked about this.
Sorry, which
Ben?
one are you referring to?
So I look at the last meeting notes. I see this snapshot reword. Is this from last meeting?
Yeah, I think I brought this
I've-
one up because 2 meetings ago I wasn't able to attend, but then I checked the meeting notes and saw that there was some mention of SnapRevert, so I just mentioned
Oh, okay.
that we
Yeah,
do.
I didn't capture Trey's name. That was my fault. But yeah, we just sort of reiterated what we had talked about a month ago. That you know, we're looking for reasons to say yes to this, because I think the default is to say no.
Mhm. Okay, so you said, okay, it has a version. Yeah, because so I brought this up because we are interested in this one, but just want to see if there's any other, anyone else interested in this. Vendor. Okay, so you implement a private version of this. Okay, okay. So you basically you do you mean you actually you didn't add any Kubernetes API, right? You just like internally, if they want to do this, then you just try to delete the newest, right?
Yeah, so we have a custom resource and
Oh,
Trident.
you actually, okay, I
triggers
see.
this.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing about about deleting the later snapshots is that's a limitation of the implementation, that if you don't delete the newer snapshots, it will fail. So that's the kind of thing that would make this much harder to actually do in Kubernetes proper, because I don't know if you could have a restriction like that across the board.
We also have something like, yeah, we also have similar limitation like this, but which is probably true when you do a revert for other vendors who supports this, right? But it's, yeah, I definitely get your point. It's kind of it's hard to do this right because there's this manual requirement you have to delete those. So did you actually have to make some like CSI spec extension type of thing to implement this, or you just did this?
Nope, we didn't do anything with CSI. We just did yeah, it's a CR it's a
Okay.
pretty straightforward. Just points to a PVC and a earlier volume snapshot name,
Mhm.
and it does the revert at the ONTAP level.
I see.
And yeah, it'll just fail if there are newer snapshots.
I see. I see. Okay. Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's something. If we don't have more people want to do this, maybe we can also have our own version of this. Yeah, this is kind of tricky. Otherwise, we just have to fail it if there are snapshots. Yeah.
But the question I always have is like, who's clamoring for this feature? Like, are there users who are saying, I don't want to create new volumes in order to restore my snapshots?
We do have, yeah, we do have users who wanted to have this because they have been using this feature before.
But I mean,
I
the
mean,
thing
they're
that would be
probably,
valuable would
I
be
think,
an explanation from the user, like why is it that just creating a new volume from the snapshot and then using that as your sort of restore is insufficient? Because that's the crucial missing piece of information here.
Mhm.
If there's a slam dunk case, like, oh well, you know, that would convince us all, that then I'd be much more open to saying, okay, you know, maybe we should actually try to encode the weird restrictions that most vendors seem to have, and you know, come up with a formal way to do this.
I can definitely ask, but it's yeah, I think
But every time I ask, I the kind of response I get is, well, like, the array can do this, so why not expose it? And it's like, that's not a user request. That's a
right, yeah, but
that's a
sometimes
vendor
the user
request.
probably, because they kind of they get used to this feature, they just want to keep using it. That's another thing, right? So it's
That's
maybe there is
exactly,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that's exactly what I'm saying. There's no particular reason you can't just create a new PVC from the snapshot and use it. It's just that since the arrays did it, people of the old age are thinking we need restore when there's really no reason I can see to require it.
But Tom, have you also implemented this yourself, your own version of revert, or you just ask them to create a new one?
No, we don't implement restore.
Okay, so you just create a new one, basically.
Because my suspicion is that users don't want it. Because it's actually worse than what we already have. Like, I want to hear the case for why it's better.
Yeah, I don't know if it's better. It's just like you have something, you want to do the same. You do not want to change your workflow. You want to keep it the same.
Yeah. I think in our case, the desire for this feature was that, you know, you already have a PVC that's in the namespace where you want it. It's already named what you want it to be named. You don't really want a new PVC. You just want your app to be reverted back to a state that it previously was in.
But you can delete the old PVC and create a new one with the same name from the snapshot and get that behavior. So like, why is that not sufficient?
Yeah.
Because that lets you preserve all of your newer snapshots too when you do that. Whereas the revert would not let you. Like, it just feels like a step backwards. And it's hard to imagine users adopting it because it would be less portable. That's the other concern I have, is like, the version of snapshots we have now, it's the only way to use them is through the API that we provided. So everyone who has snapshots supports this API. If we add a new revert, only some subset of vendors will ever support revert, and users will be like, well, if I take advantage of this, my app won't be portable. Therefore, they won't take advantage of it. And that seems like a loss.
Yeah. I will say we don't really have any need for a standard from the NetApp side, at least. I guess the pressure for a standard would come from, you know, if there are, you know, backup and recovery tools that are interested in providing this feature more generically across storage vendors. But, you know, we have it already for our system, and it can be used by our customers. So yeah, if there's not a need, we're not going to push for it from our side.
Okay, so looks like there was not not enough desire to really have a new API for this, since it's just like a subset of people who can actually support this. So we just have a proprietary version would be enough, unless if we have a different reason in the future. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I understand the the limitations and everything is making this difficult. Yeah. Okay. Are there other topics that we want to go over? If not, that's it for today. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Xing.
Bye.
Thank you.